Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that has nothing to do with the case. You know what I'm saying? Exercising of its power to protect is what he's trying to say, the health and the safety of, you know, the people. And we understand that. You know what I'm saying? We understand that, but nobody is saying anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So that statement, you know what I'm saying, protecting the people of the state. You know what I'm saying? So what he's trying to say is, you know what I'm saying, what in Title 7, I guess, has anything to do with preempt of the state exercising its power to protect the health and the safety of people of the state, coming from Judge Carney on that one. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't have anything to do with that. They're asking not to participate in a medical procedure that they do not feel that, they want to do based on religion or whatever grounds as the religious argument continues. But at the same time, that should not be the ground. The ground should be life choice of an individual in their own court. So Judge Carney is a word player to me. You know what I'm saying? He seems deep state because what if the state is wrong in its method or even, a coup amongst the state? You know what I'm saying? Is what we have to look at, amongst the state and the leadership, you know, as to the president and may have deep state agendas. You know what I'm saying? Who can prove that? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when the corruption of lawmakers on the tape, you know what I'm saying? That's a fucking point black. We see that somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Within the whole situation, we see Fauci's lying about his involvement, you know, his involvement about the whole thing that came off and saying that he's not. Many of them are. And they'll say they're not, but they're involved in that type of behavior within their country. You know what I'm saying? But he's lying about his involvement. Was so in a rush to push, though. We notice amongst the masses of confusion, pushing Trump to even, move the mask restrictions and stuff and mandates and stuff like that. Was even pushing Trump on that. You know what I'm saying? Many other bullshit as well. You know what I'm saying? As we see. Even Cuomo was in some much of a rush himself, to get the restrictions and force, this garbage, on people. Him and Fauci, you know what I'm saying, to me are really traitors. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna say it. They're traitors, you know what I'm saying? And that's for sure. You know what I mean? When we look at the whole situation. And any virus came, and any virus that came from where, you know, that's where they're trying to say it came from. But to me, if it came from anywhere, it came from Fauci and them. You know what I'm saying? Bill the Gold Gates and whatever deep state, even other countries down with the same bullshit. The same bull. So the answer lies with the Democrats as to the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It lies with them. So where and how can they impose, you know what I'm saying, a mandate is ridiculous to me. And the force of it actually in the seriousness of the words. You know what I'm saying? Forcing us into a life choice. A life choice. Why I say that? The numbers that's due to the method and the procedure to solve something that to me is really unsolvable in that way. So that shows it was given that created this chain reaction. And no other way but their way. You know what I mean? So it's to me a trap of some kind. But pushed as a pandemic, once they got matter of fact, once they got to impose that, then the overreach of power to me comes in. So draining of the swamp begun. As black people, we must, we must come to a head with this. We must, as black people. We cannot fall for that. And Africa, needs to get that together. Because it don't seem like it's making any sense of what's going on over there. You know what I'm saying? So let's just be 100. You need to get rid of the bullshit factories. You know what I'm saying? Out of Africa. And wherever in Africa. Africa must be, to see so many deaths running the same procedure on Africans. And also, they need to stop the treatment of Africans, with that mess. They need to come off of that. They need to come off of that. To constantly doing that. You know what I mean? They need to come off of the treatments of Africans. Africans must increase, not decrease. That's a fact and point blank. This is a trick to do some form of, I don't know what game they're playing, but Africa needs to check that. Leaders in South Africa, he or she is the leadership of that country, seems to be working against the African people by using their method, especially with every single method, even as they're beginning to even prove it. You know what I mean? You have set them up. Africans need to check, the method as well. You know what I mean? You need to seek, good treatment rather than just, their solution. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact and point blank, because everybody don't solve things the same way. You know what I mean? Saying a trial have a lot to say, but how do you do that is the question. And that, how do you do that and prove that on someone that doesn't have anything to prove to show positivity? You know what I'm saying? And if that is, said, wouldn't that be something need to be done to, an unwell person? And on will. Well, as a matter of fact, on a sick person, but not to me on a well person. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So to mandate healthcare workers don't seem to hold, any merit in the method, because you said whether or not, you still can. So that's the funny part about that whole picture. You still can. When you look at Judge Carney, or whatever his name is, he seemed to be a deep state joker, smoker as well. You know what I'm saying? Isn't he? You know what I'm saying? Now listen to what he asked as the judge. As a judge, he asked the people who was running for the situation. He said maybe there is no responsible accommodations, because everyone that is disgusted, pose an undue hardship for the employer. Now the judge Walker said in his remark, you know what I'm saying, and ruling, if you are going to be a martyr, that means, gee, I can take this medicine and therefore I can no longer be a nurse. You know what I'm saying? In New York hospitals. That is what it means, doesn't it? It isn't, and therefore I am free to spread, the virus to patients. But in that statement, that is not what that means either. You see what I'm saying? That is not what the people are asking the judge to place a judgment on, is based on religion. So if they don't place any judgment on the respect of that, we know that they no longer respect you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at that situation for what it is. Most people want to sit up here and argue the point that they have a religion. You know what I'm saying? Or